You've talked about plasmalogen therapy before, and I think I've worked with plasmalogen therapy before, and I've seen what it can do with patients, post-cognitive, stroke, you name it. Can you just briefly explain how plasmalogens can help patients, not only from a brain aspect, but even heart, systemic inflammation, and how are you using it with people and clients?
Plasmalogens are, I think, critical and essential to just about every organ system in the body.
For sure.
If we look at brain in terms of remyelination, so you get a TBI, concussion, anything like that, even chemical-induced TBI, the first thing that will happen is brain hits the skull or chemical causes some kind of reverberation resonant-wise, or rather lack of resonance-wise, it's more incoherence, and you get rapid demyelination and glutamatergic storm. So glutamatergic storm, you clean up with oxaloacetate, but the remyelination only really comes from the plasmalogen work. So that's basic one in the brain. If you look at remodeling, like from cardiac failure, liver failure, kidney failure, they all have a massive component of, from a structural aspect, of lipid-based architecture coming from plasmalogens. So anytime I'm healing a failed organ, plasmalogens almost always have to be in there because it's structurally a component of it. Now, my favorite are the prodrome ones because they're more precursors. They just got rid of the Neuro. They're going to be coming out with a new one, so I can't speak to that one yet. Okay. But the Neuro and the glia are absolutely fantastic players. The glia is more, because you're looking at gray matter versus white matter, so you have more repair from the glia, more driving with the neuro, but they'll complement each other. So I've seen just as many benefits from an organ health aspect from both of them, and you're looking more at driving, I'll say, more performance during the day, more of a nootropic effect with the neuro, and more of the healing, lymphatic drainage, and things like that at night with the glia. But you can use them interchangeably, different ways for different purposes. As like a background basic protocol, and again, the neuro is going out. They're going to be making that actual FDA prescribed, I think, drug or something like that. So bringing a new one in the meantime. So I can't speak to the new one. But if you did use the neuro, 2 caps in the morning and then 2 caps of glia at night. If you have the extra money, get the PC version that has phosphatidylcholine. So that's a specific kind from egg yolk, which can help not just to drive neuronal communication and fueling, but also drive the structuring aspect. So ideally, you would get the phosphatidylcholine preparation. It's annoying to use. Don't like the flavor. It tastes like soy sauce without the sodium hit, but like I respond so well to it. I've noticed such a big neurochemical difference. I'm going to take it for the rest of my life. And so my kids take it, my wife takes it. Like plasmalogens to me are, if you can only afford one baseline supplement, this is in your top 5.
I agree. I'm serious, man. When Dr. Goodenow has been talking about this, he truly has built something quite impressive, in my opinion, when it comes to helping so many people that have this damage done to them from that lipid membrane. And I think it's just crazy to see how it can affect so many other things when he was just trying to obviously improve brain health. No, I love when you talk about it because it really, there's not many who have actually heard speak about it other than yourself too. And so I'm just excited to be able to hear that from you. Among plasmalogens, do you have any other compounds that you like to use when managing brain health?
Oxaloacetate to pull down glutamatergic levels. It'll also slowly push up GABA. If you're in that kind of over glutamatergic world, which most people are, some saffron, higher amount of crocin and safranol content to balance out, so you're pulling down glutamate, pushing up GABA. I love the background dose of tiger's milk as being your NGF mimetic, just to drive more nerve growth factor, to drive more plasticity of the brain. Then you have some basic other things there too, basic over-the-counter supplement-wise. Make sure you're doing your neuroplastic drills in games like the Elevate app, cursive writing to connect hemispheres of the brain. You can do the speech-based work and say those longer syllable words like N-phenylacetyl L-prolyglycine ethyl ester to fire up more of the Broca's area, Wernicke's area, articulate singlet to make sure you can fire up those locality-wise, they can cross-stimulate them, get the rest of the brain firing, have that baseline work, and then you slowly get into more of the heavier, we'll say chemical aids where you have like the modafinils, the methylene blues can fit into there, piracetam hydrozides, like you have a long list there, but it's slowly building up because people can easily overdo the neurochemical players and the neurological agents. And then they end up running into almost more brain fog because you can, just like you can overtrain or overrun, you can overdrive your brain. And then fueling becomes a problem because your brain will run on oxygen, acetylcholine bodies, glucose, and ketones. So you have 4 different ways to fuel your brain. So I have superoxygenated water, I have alpha GPC, I have different types of ketone products. Like you have all these different ways to fuel your brain and then whatever, bread or whatever for the glucose, right? Doesn't matter. All these different ways to fuel your brain as you're pushing these neurochemical agents. Remember, just like if you were to run faster, you're eventually gonna need more fueling. Same thing happens in the brain.
Beautiful. Wow. Yes. And do you find exosomes can create good changes with brain health as well?
Oh, 1,000%. You can nebulize those suckers like a mesh nebulizer, $40 off Amazon, and they'll get straight activity into the amygdala, into the hippocampus, and you can recall memories faster. You can improve the folding process of memories. I've been trying to do that at the end of my workday. I'll get one of my books and I'll read while I do inhalable hydrogen therapy, actually, to try and fold those memories a little bit more efficiently. So whatever I read gets encoded almost immediately. So you have a couple different cool things you can do there.
So you said there was inhalable hydrogen therapy, is that what you said?
Yeah, I got it from Healer, HEALR.com.
Okay.
Super nice guys. Or Drink Healer. It's one of those.
That's awesome, man.